Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Joe Mihalich. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Stephen. It's these weeks are going by fast. It's great to be with you, but I can't believe we feel like we just did this yesterday. So,
yeah, Coach, it's mid-February, almost the third week in February now. Your team is on the midst of a 6-game win streak. You're just coming off 2 wins, including a huge victory over Charleston last Thursday. Give us a little recap of what you saw from your team on the 2 wins last week.
Yeah, a week ago we were talking about what a tough week this was going to be coming up with Charleston and Wilmington, and it was. And, before I answer your question, we're standing here right now thinking about what a tough week we have heading down to Drexel in Delaware. And I think that speaks to how good the league is. It's just, every game is just a battle. But, really proud of our guys. A week ago, getting ready for Charleston, it was a game for first place. It was national TV. It was, all those things, and our guys were really, focused and determined, and all those good things that all those good qualities you need to have to be a good team. And I thought we played pretty well against them, particularly at the defensive end. And we were able to get out of there with that win. And then, we maintained that focus that you need to go ahead and be the same way against Wilmington. We talked about last year where we had some great wins last year, and one of them was to win at Charleston. I just remember how happy we were after that game, and got on the bus and went to Wilmington and then lost on Saturday to Wilmington. So we certainly referred back to that, and our guys, like I said, approached the game like good teams do.
Yeah, one aspect of your team that's not getting enough attention is the defense. Obviously, your team's.
Let's keep it that way. Everybody thinks we're not playing defense, so let's let everybody.
Yeah, but you are, and it's been really probably the single thing that's changed your program this year to push you forward to the success you're having. What has changed, and what have you noticed about your team on the defensive end that has allowed your team to be so successful?
Okay, so I think I would answer that question by saying that there just seems to be a really, I'll just use the word wonderful, chemistry going on defensively. They seem to move as one. They seem to anticipate as one. It's 5 guys really working together, and as one guy is moving for his coverage, the other 4 are getting to their coverages, and it wasn't always in sync like it was this year, like it was. It wasn't always in sync last year like it is this year. That's my answer. I think it's a maturity, it's a knowledge. We got 4 veteran guys out there, and Isaac we haven't missed a beat. But those 4 guys have played it for a while, this defense that we play, and they understand what they got to do, and they not only understand it, but then they go ahead and do all the hard things that you have to do to be a good defensive team.
In previous shows, we've talked about your team's inability to get off to strong starts. Mm-hmm. This week, your team got off to excellent starts, led wire to wire in the Charleston game, and then after Wilmington scored the first 2 points, you took control of that game. What changed this week in that aspect to allow your team to get off such hot starts?
It's funny. Speedy Claxton and Colin Curtin came and said, "Hey, listen, when we're at home, we come a little later than when we're on the road." And of course, we've been fortunate enough so far to be a good team on the road. And we always, this. We always leave the hotel an hour and a half before the game when we're on the road. So we said to our guys, "Hey, let's leave your rooms an hour and a half before, like we do on the road." And I don't know if that was the case or whatever. I if you don't mind, I'd like to go back to that last question you had about defense. The other part of it is the coaching staff. Mike Farrelly, Speedy Claxton, Colin Curtin, their scouting reports, the way they get our team prepared for what the other team's going to do when they're on offense, it's second to none. I mean, it's absolutely second to none. And those guys collaborate, and we throw some ideas away. We have 2 or 3 different plans for the actions that we see from the other team, and whatever one we need to use, we use. But so much of the credit goes to those guys.
You also talked about it in the post-game press conference after the Wilmington game about how your team respects the game, respects the opponent and all. And you talked about coming into that Wilmington game, you're playing a team that maybe doesn't have the best record, isn't in first place, but they gave you a scare down third place. How were you able to, on one day, to after such a huge, like you mentioned, national TV game against Charleston, battle first place, completely flip the script and get ready for that Wilmington game and just really take control of that contest?
I think the guys were mature enough to know that how close the league is, all the standings, and to slip up and lose a game could knock you from one place 3-4 rungs down the ladder. So our guys were very mature about that, and We really do. It is a battle cry. Respect yourself, respect the game, and respect the team you're playing against. And we really did that on all three levels, and we've been doing it, and we'll continue to do that if we can. That team, there's no reason why you shouldn't respect that team. That team had 3 wins that only one in conference play, that we're the only other team to do that. They beat William & Mary, they beat Charleston, and they beat Northeastern. I think we're the only other team to do that. So we respect them, and that coach has done a great job. I mean, I think they ought to give him the job. He's done such a great job there.
Oh, you had 2 really strong individual performances this week. Neither won Player of the Week. We understand how that works, but Eli Pemberton and Isaac Conte just absolutely carried you this week. Eli with a career high on Thursday, Isaac with a career high in points and rebounds on Saturday. What did you see from that duo? Isaac has really just come into his own in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he's really comfortable out there and getting confident, and it takes some time. We've been talking about this all year. People are asking about Isaac, and he's just, I say this, and he just keeps getting better and better, and he's more locked in, and he's learned. He's had to learn on the job, and he did that, and he's been productive. He's really been productive, and he's got a big week ahead of him, because if he's going to have to be productive these next 2 games, because he's going to have 2 great big challenges, pun intended, big challenges these next couple of games. And then Elijah's playing like the star that he is. I mean, he's an all-conference guy. There are only 8 players in the history of Hofstra basketball to score more points than him, and that's a mouthful right there. That's a pretty huge accomplishment, and so we're really proud of him. But more importantly, because he's having fun. He's playing like a senior who's locked in and wants to do something special to end his career, and all the while he's just having a good time out there doing it.
Yeah, I mean this is the highest compliment to Eli. It really is one of the quietest, all-time great careers in Hofstra basketball history. He's going to fall or get right around 2,000 points in the same breath as Speedy Claxton. Do you feel the same way? It really is just a remarkable career.
Without a doubt. And I think it's a little bit because, Justin had such a great year last year, and DeJour's having a great year this year, but Elijah's just been he's one of our all-time greats. I mean, he is one of Hofstra's all-time greats, and for the next 40 years, nobody can take that away from him.
And, Coach, you go to, as you mentioned a little earlier, you go to Drexel in Delaware this week. Start with Drexel, tough environment, very strong big man there. What are the keys to winning against the Dragons?
I'm pretty sure I have this right. Best home record in the conference. I know they have a better home record than us. They're 10-3 at home. We're 9-3 at home. They're really, really good at home. You talk about respect. We respect the heck out of them. Great big man. A guard who's a local guy who's already having a great career, and I think he has a little bit more of a incentive when he plays us, which is good. It's a good, healthy thing to be that way. So, he's going to want to do good against a team that's from his neighborhood, well-rounded. They shoot the ball. It's going to be. If we don't have our A game on Thursday, it's going to be a long night.
Well, Coach, wish good luck on Thursday and good luck on Saturday against Delaware, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks so much.
We're not too proud to accept any luck that comes our way. We'll happily accept some luck, so thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Joe Mihalich.